Finally in the new house, and I'm gonna get asked a lot, what type of Bermuda sod did you get? Honest answer, I have no idea. That's right, I have no idea what type of Bermuda sod that was laid in my lawn by the builder. New construction house, had all these plans to kind of get fancy with it from the very beginning, but that didn't happen. Life got in the way, and I am just going to take what I've got and let's kind of explore what I think I might have, or at least what I was told I was going to have. And I'm still trying to find out exactly what type of Bermuda sod I have, but until then, it will remain a mystery. So, hey, welcome to Budget Lawns. I appreciate you being here. If it's your first time, I hope it's not your last. For all of you that are here often, yeah, you know how much that means to me. Leave me a thumbs up, comment down below, all that good stuff. And let's jump into new sod at a new home. I get asked all the time, hey, I have no clue what type of grass I have. I just moved into this house, or I just built this house. And people ask me, can you help me out in determining what I've got? It's really not that easy, folks. First off, you have to know whether you are in a warm season climate or a cool season climate or even in a transition zone. And then after that, you know, it's tough to tell without seeing pictures, knowing growth patterns, all that kind of stuff. So just asking in comments down below, hey, can you help me determine what type of grass I have? That's just way easier said than done. I mean, here I am, I'm in the new house, and other than knowing that I have Bermuda sod, I have no clue what type of Bermuda sod I've got. But I can kind of narrow it down to a few options. But let's get to what I kind of originally wanted to do. I wanted to put in the lawn myself. I was gonna have the builder go ahead and do all the grading and prep the soil, I guess, to put sod down. But the construction market is just crazy all over the country. It just drug out for forever. So as construction kept going, and then we turned into fall, and then it turned into the holidays, putting in a lawn on my own was just going to be impossible, really for one main reason. I could not get a certificate of occupancy on the home without having a yard installed. So that kind of, you know, made up my mind for me. I wasn't going to do it, so I'll let the builder go ahead and do it. So what was I going to do if I did put it in on my own? Well, a lot of people want to upgrade their Bermuda sod from what a builder might put in to something a little bit better quality, and I was thinking that I might do that at one point, and the sod that I had chosen was latitude 36. Main reason that I had my eye set on that because it is a pretty cold tolerant Bermuda grass and is better at fighting off the spring dead spot disease, which I've got some videos about spring dead spot. I'll leave those linked down for you in the description below. And I have always struggled with that, especially at my old house. If you remember, spring dead spot got me every spring. And I think I have it narrowed down to a few reasons why, but the number one reason I'm thinking is that house, along with my new house, the front yard faces north. So in the wintertime, hardly any sun at all. If it gets wet, no sun to dry it out, cold temperatures, lots of freezes. We're covered in snow right now and ice, so that is just not good for the Bermuda grass in the wintertime, especially when it comes to fighting off spring dead spot disease. So that was my number one reason in going for the latitude 36, but again, that didn't happen. I'd also talked about putting in a sprinkler system at one time. Didn't do that either. I am going bare bones basic, going with the builder sod, no sprinkler system. I guess I am a glutton for the early wake-up calls in the summertime and dragging hoses and sprinklers out and doing it the old-fashioned way. But I'm going to show you right here on Budget Lawns that you don't have to have the fancy sod put in, you don't have to have the sprinkler system, and you don't have to do everything you hear on YouTube and have all the bells and whistles to have a freaking sweet Bermuda grass lawn, because we're starting from scratch again here at the new house, and I promise you, By the end of this first season, it's going to look great, and we're going to start breaking it down in videos what the plan is. I'm going to let you follow along how I do everything, and if you stick with me over the course of time, because I'm a slow and steady wins the race. I'm not going to try and do everything in this first season, but if you stick with me over the course of time, you're going to see just how you can be the average homeowner, spending an average amount of money and time, and still have a way above average lawn. So, if I were to tell you right now what type of Bermuda grass sod I have, I got it narrowed down to 2. Now, I was told that the builder's landscaper uses Tifway 419. So, that is what I'm saying I have right now, but I am kind of a little bit skeptical about that. Not skeptical in a bad way, but I did meet a guy out in front of my house one day that does landscaping and asked him to take a look at it and give me an idea on what Bermuda grass sod he thought it was, because it's dormant right now and it's really, really hard to tell. And he told me that it could very well be Tifway 419, but it could also be U3. Have you heard of U3? Neither have I. So U3, from my understanding and the little research that I've done, was kind of the first created or improvement over just standard common Bermuda grass sod. So it's kind of still in that common genre, but it's better than just your plain Jane bottom of the barrel common Bermuda grass. But still, that doesn't take it to the level of a hybrid Bermuda like Latitude 36 or Tahoma 31, but it's still better than common Bermuda grass. Now, I did a little research online, found some message boards and some pictures and everything else, and when you hear common, a lot of you may think that that means it's going to be crappy. Well, look, it's not the sod or the type that makes it nice. It's your hard work, your effort, and just, doing all the right things to have a nice lawn. So if I do in fact have the U3, I am not going to let that discourage me. Might not be the best, certainly not the worst, but I'm going to make it as good as possible. So if that's what I've got, I'm cool with whatever is in my lawn, because guess what? It's down and it's not coming up. So that was kind of the first improvement over common, and then of course most of you have heard of Tifway 419, and that has been a pretty popular hybrid upgrade, now more commonly installed Bermuda grass lawn by a lot of builders and landscapers. It's a little bit more finer bladed than the U3. U3 a little bit coarser. So the Tifway 419 would definitely be a step up, but from what I'm reading, the two big main differences, aside from it being a little bit finer for the Tifway 419, a little coarser for the U3, Tifway 419 takes a little bit more maintenance, where the U3 is a little bit more low maintenance. So that kind of works out for me here on Budget Lawns, because look, my kids are getting older, I've got a full-time job, I stay busy, so my whole goal is to have a super nice lawn without breaking the bank or spending entirely too much time on it. So we'll just see how things look when it gets going, whether I've got the Tifway 419 or the U3. When it comes out of dormancy, that's when we'll really be able to tell what we're working with. Regardless, I'm going to make it awesome. You can count on that, and if you want to follow along and see how I take my new construction lawn from, I won't say trash, but not so desirable to sweet, then subscribe here on Budget Lawns, and I'll show you how to make it happen. Hey, appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.